Hi, I'm Onawa, and this is my Toku story, inspired by Josh over at Toku Topics. I'll link him in the description bit. As I said in my first vlog, my Toku story starts with a kiss, the rock band kind, so watch that video first if you haven't. After watching Kiss Meets the Phantom on VHS, only knows how many times, one morning in 1993, I was watching a cartoon called Bonkers, and then a new show came on when it ended. That was when I saw Day of the Dumpster, the first episode of Mighty Morphin Power Rangers. This show took over my life right up until the moment Pokemon entered my life and shook up the status quo. I watched every episode of Power Rangers up to the end of In Space. I saw both of the 90s movies in theaters. My happiest memories in an otherwise difficult childhood were receiving my Megazords and my Ivan Ooze sword-like themes. My imaginary friend when I was a child was Billy Cranston after he left the Power Rangers and became the solo hero Powerade. Yes, named after the energy drink. Then Masked Rider came out, and one of my grandmothers, the only time in my life I remember meeting her, gave me an action figure of Kamen Rider Black RX because she heard that I liked Power Rangers. More shows would come out, but I wouldn't get many toys from them. Of course, I'd also watch Godzilla movies whenever I had the chance, and I had a few figures of Godzilla, Mechagodzilla, Mothra, Ghidorah, who knows what else. Finally, one day I was watching Power Rangers in Space. It was the finale, and as far as I knew, it was the end of Power Rangers forever, because Saban actually thought it would be for a while. And they made it feel like it. Spoiler for a 20-year-old show, but they killed Zordon. And that was it. That was the end of my Power Ranger journey. Except for the occasional random glance at the show while channel surfing, which is actually how I saw Forever Red and my first episode of Dino Thunder. And the only reason I stopped to watch those was because I saw characters I already knew. Fast forward a few years, and the message boards I frequented started discussing this stuff on occasion. The origins of Power Rangers and Masked Rider, what the new cool shows were like, things like that. It was cool information, but it was just trivia to me, with the only thing making me interested at all being the concept of Kamen Rider Hibiki. I have a vlog about that too. Skip forward again to 2011, and I start seeing this set of GIFs everywhere, of hundreds of Rangers lined up for battle, and I was intrigued. But still not intrigued enough to start watching any of this stuff yet. Then I heard about the new season of Power Rangers called Samurai that brought back Bulk, and I watched an episode or two of them, then kind of forgot about it for a couple years. Then it happened. Like a Phoenix Zord rising from the ashes of a Pterodactyl Zord, Power Rangers got its hooks back into me. I had a Hulu subscription and saw Megaforce in the suggestions. I must have watched the first half of the season, everything that was out at that point, in one night. I loved it. It was exactly like Mighty Morphin had been preserved in my faulty memory. The next time I went to Walmart, I bought the Gosei Megazord on a whim, and that set off a whole other addiction. I saw that Samurai was also on Hulu, so I watched that next. Then I went online and got suggestions from my friends who had interest in Toku, and I learned about RPM. I watched RPM on either Amazon or Netflix, I can't remember which it was. But that was it. I was in for the long haul. I needed more, and I needed some answers. I needed to know what show that massive lineup was from. I learned it was Gokaiger, and I downloaded the show. Out of curiosity, I decided to check out Kamen Rider O's at the same time. In the remaining months of 2013, I shotgunned all of Gokaiger, Go Busters, and Kyryuger in preparation for Tokuger, which I admittedly still haven't finished. On the Rider end, I blasted through O's, Double, and Ryuki while waiting for Gaim, and after that I started watching Decade along with Gaim. I got my first 2 Rider belts for Christmas in 2013, the Super Best releases of the O's and Double drivers, another collection for me to be hooked on. Since then, I've watched every Rider show from Kiva to now. The only Heisei Riders that I haven't seen at least a few episodes of are Kuga and Agito. I wasn't quite able to finish Tokyuja or Ninja, but I still plan to. I watched all of Zyuohger and Q-Ranger, and Lupin Ranger vs. Patra Ranger looks promising so far. I've also been trying to buy as many Shout Factory Sentai releases as I can, but I've fallen pretty far behind. In 2015, with the DVD collection of the original Ultraman collecting dust on my shelf, I started watching Ultraman X, and then I lost track of it for a little while, until I heard that the Ginga S and X movies were getting a limited theater release in the US. I marathoned both shows, and I made sure to go see those movies, even if it was an empty theater with only one other person. I've since watched Orb, not counting Origins, and everything involving Zero, the best Ultraman. Geed was the first Ultraman show that I managed to keep up with as it aired. I now have Garo on Blu-ray, which I'm working my way through. I have DVDs and Blu-ray of a lot of Godzilla movies, with a few Mothra and Gamera movies thrown in. I have the DVD release of the 2014 Kikaider movie. I have the first season of Superhuman Samurai Cyber Squad on DVD, of all things. And if I ever get off my butt and watch it, I'll get season 2. I've watched almost every episode of Power Rangers ever on Netflix, the only exceptions being about half of Lightspeed Rescue and all of Wild Force. I now have a stack of fancy plastic belts stretching all the way back to Hibiki, although now that I think about it, I also have a Black RX belt. I have almost every main changer from Gokaiger to now, and I have slightly fewer Power Ranger morphers. I have all of the main Ultraman transformation gadgets from Ginga to now. I have an army of small plastic robots that, in a small soldier scenario, could save humanity from an alien invasion. I have one of every single Lockseed. I finally got my first CSM belt last year when I bought the CSM Deca driver. Most of my stuff is in storage right now, but I don't care, Bandai owns my soul. Just not Bandai of America, who spent so much time floundering that Hasbro now owns the license. I even have a full Tyranno Ranger cosplay now thanks to the Legacy collection, only lacking boots and proper gloves. And I haven't even had a chance to use it. Tokusatsu has completely taken over my life. My favorite board game is even the kaiju-themed King of Tokyo, and I'm working on a Sentai-inspired co-op mod for it. Tokusatsu is the reason I started this channel in the first place. I guess to end this video, I'll rattle off a short list of my favorites from Toku. My favorite Sentai series is Go Busters, but my favorite Sentai Ranger is Captain Marvelous. My favorite Rider series is O's, but my favorite Rider is Hibiki. My favorite Ultra series is Ginga, but my favorite Ultraman is Zero. My favorite Godzilla is Shin Godzilla, both movie and monster. I actually saw that in the same theater where I saw the Ginga and X movies. My favorite Power Ranger series is RPM, and I don't think I can pick a favorite Power Ranger. If you liked this video, be sure to subscribe, because all my vlogs are going to be somewhat like this. You can also like and comment, and be sure to follow me on Twitter for updates. And, as always, be excellent to each other.